I know that sounds kind of like boring, but it really is part of the process. Like, even if you just go into the coffee shop and you know that at the coffee shop, you're going to spend time writing, no matter what you're doing, whether it's writing essays or writing songs, whatever it is. If you schedule that time where you say this is work time and not just kind of wait around for an idea to hit you, but you actually try to channel those ideas and summon them in a moment, in a space where you like to create, I think that is a great way to stay productive and prolific. And everything you write is not going to be amazing. But that shouldn't stop you from the practice of writing and continue. My song again. The first thing that came to me is, and I'm doing it again. Yes, I'm doing it again. Oh, I'm doing it again. And so, once I had that, I started building around it. I started building chords around that musical idea. I started deciding where the rest of the melody goes. And then I usually have the whole melody and the whole chord structure laid out before I ever finish the lyric. So I'm just mumbling things on the verse. And it just sounds like nonsense, of course. But it lays out the format of what the song's going to be. And then I let that music and that melody and that bounce kind of dictate what the lyric is going to be. Of course, it's got to tell a story, but it needs to fit within that bounce, fit within that format, fit within that structure. And then eventually, once you feel like you really nailed it, your song is done.
Raise your hand if you can be honest in this moment and say that you have thought of therapy or people in your family have thought of therapy as for white folks. Yeah. Okay, right? Or the other good favorite in our community, you just need to go to church and pray anyway. You got to go to God with it, girl. Okay, I heard that.
I need all that.
But we need all of it, right? So to your point, in the book, you talk about it's not about not praying because you pray all the time. And it's not about any of those cultural associations, but how therapy was a game changer for you. Tell me how you got over your reluctancy as a black person, but a black man in particular genre. I think it's really hard for our brothers to get to that place of being willing to go.
I would constantly pray and ask God for direction and ask God for guidance. And God kept telling me in my head, go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. And I would always see these, like, I would get these little signs, you know what I mean? And I would talk to people who are in therapy, people that I respect. Yeah. That's another thing we do. People that we love, that are successful, that are in these positions of power that we may want to be in, when you talk to them about their lives, these are the little details that they're going to give you that they do to stay balanced.
Absolutely.
And so after having a few conversations with more than one person, I decided to say, why not? Yeah. Why not go to therapy, man? I'll tell you something, man. Therapy has absolutely changed my life for the better.
Squarespace is fantastic. The people, the mission, everyone who we work with. I love it. I can't say anything bad about it.
Super excited to be here at CultureCon. We're having fun, making moves. Squarespace is awesome. It's a website building platform, and it's just dope. It helps creators succeed.
I learned so much about myself and about just how society was, in prison. It was anywhere from 900 to 1,000 women that we had to live with each other, we had to sleep with each other, we had to shower with each other. We were away from our families, so on holidays and everything else, and then that's it was like pretty much us against the authorities. And I saw how when we couldn't get certain things, we couldn't get sanitaries or certain female products that we didn't have when we came together, how it changed things. So when I came home, and I just seen this drought of females, and it seemed like everybody was so scared to say anything or to do anything. If you didn't look like this or if you didn't sound like that, you wasn't even paid attention to that. Like, I had a problem with that. I'm not easily convinced. I'm not going to conform and be like anything so that I'm the person that I'll be starving. And like somebody's like, you hungry? Like, no, I'm good, I'm okay. Like, because that's just how I am. Like, I'll give you my last that I have. If you're hungry, you can have it. But when it comes to me, I'm going to say I'm okay until I can figure out a way to do it. So when I started doing what I was doing, and it started opening up doors, we start seeing the other girls that was coming out that had come and they look brown like me. Ain't got me. No offense to light-skinned people, but you know, that was a thing. Like if you wasn't light, bright, blonde hair, shaped like this, soft voice, squeaky voice, or whatever, you couldn't. There was no room for you. You just couldn't fit in. So. Like when we come together, people see that we're working together. They're like, okay, wait a minute, it can be more than one. Oh, it can be more than two. Okay, it can be 20 of them. Great. And they together, this 50 of them, they are forced to be reckoned with because everybody got each other back. And it's not just in music, that's in anything that we do. When I'm
You recently celebrated a birthday Monday. On the count of three, can we get a happy birthday, Nick? On the count of three, 1, 2, 3.
It's been a good trip around the sun.
I think many of us are curious, was it always the goal to be this mogul originally, or was it something that sort of you fell into it and happened along the way and going with the flow?
I never really thought of it like that. I mean, I've always looked up to individuals like, you know, taking it back to yesteryear from the Harry Belafontes, James Baldwin,
Oh, wow.
even when you think Sammy Davis Jr., like, you had to be everything.
Right.
You couldn't just do one thing. When you look at these people who started on Broadway, from Paul Robeson, I mean, when you think, if you understand who Paul Robeson was, like, he was a lawyer, all-American football player, a singer, an actor. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you just do one thing. I think once we got into this culture of people only wanting to see what they were introduced to you as, people started to compartmentalize. But I think even as of today, when you look at where the culture is grown, it's not, to have a slash in your name isn't anything new, you know.
Because I used to walk into the stores as a kid and see the dark and lovely boxes and like, that ain't never gonna be me. My hair, I don't care how much you perm me straight, is never gonna look like that. And that was just that. So to be here now and be the face of dark and lovely or any of these things, they're like, these are the things that our kids need to see. Like when my kids are in the house, they walk around, they see pictures of me and my husband at our wedding. My son and my daughter, they aspire to want to be married one day. They see, you know, that it's okay for me to do songs like what I did. I could have put out any record that I wanted to. I put out Better Than Imagine because that's how I felt in my heart. I felt like we needed that. Women needed to see all women that was all different shades, dressing all brown, bathing in chocolate, things like that. Those are the things that matter to me. That 10 years ago, I didn't care. I was running around smoking weed, doing whatever, like, because that's what I thought was cool. Like, you get to a certain point in your life, and you're like, that's not cool. Like, it's no, I'm the first person like, girl, you're gonna look nice. I like them shoes. Where you get that bag from? Or that lipstick, what's the name of it? I'm gonna have it next week. So when you see me, don't say I stole it for you. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna, like, I don't have a problem doing that. It's like, and it's mostly women of color. Like, we, it's like we taught to grow up to hate each other, to be against each other. Like, oh, if it's one of us, there's only one key black girl. And we're like, no, that's not the case at all. That's how we program us to think. And any chance that I get to spread that, not just in rap, not just in media or whatever your job field is, like, it's always going to be strengthened. Like, it's always.
So you say that even if all white people became woke or allies, black people would still have to deal with our own PTSD. Tell us why.
I've been saying. Because we don't trust these motherfuckers. No, I'm never going to fully trust them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Listen, we got 400 years of data to show as to why they can't be trusted. So y'all can show up to all the marches y'all want. Y'all can show up to all the rallies y'all want. Y'all can retweet all of Angela Rise and other woke individuals.
You said that you put their big pussy hats on and marching the streets after the election.
And by the way, we've been warned about stuff like this. Malcolm X said, you know, a liberal white person will stand with you with his thing, but will they stand with you with his thing? You know, you saw that this week. You saw him trying to co-opt the healing. You know, so it's just like, I can never truly let my guard down.
What's one lesson that took you the longest to learn in doing this for 2 decades?
I'm still going. I'm still learning lessons daily. I would probably say that one of my greatest lessons is to trust my spirit. You know, because this industry I have viewed, there's so many different influences that it'll have you second guessing your spirit, or your discernment gets clouded with all of the noise. So when you can have that true spirit of discernment and it leads you in the right direction, every decision you make will be solid.
And so
confidence is key. I mean, as a people, we are confident people.
We are confident
we're
people.
overcomers. You know what I mean? That's the thing. We all deal with insecurities, but it's innately in us to exude confidence. That's what your melanin is built of. It's that power from the sun, the stuff it truly is. Like it's strength, because that's all confidence is. It's strength, and we're a people of strength. So in every way, every person in here is built in confidence. We were created in confidence. So, and I think, you know, as a culture, we have that more than other cultures, because adversity builds confidence and strengthens you even more.
I love that. And what are some of the challenges that you face in building this, what you call it, entrepreneurship career? Because I'm sure there were so many, but it seems like it was so easy for you. Like Nick Cannon, the guy we know and love, but there's other challenges.
Again, living truth. You know what I mean? When you're in a business of make-believe that we're in, you know what I mean? And that's what I call the media. You know what I mean? Like, it's all make-believe. Somebody made it up for persuasion. Entertainment is make-believe. To live in your truth in a world of make-believe is probably the most difficult thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Because, and it goes back to what we were saying about confidence, because to have confidence in artificiality is you setting yourself up for failure.
Listen, y'all you don't hear this?
So you gotta find your truth in your core and live your truth, and understand that all this stuff really is the matrix. And when you can step outside of it and get your Neo on it, you'll be able to say, like, I can always speak truth regardless of what this industry or this land of make-believe is judging me for.
For us, especially as teenagers, just figuring things out. We were in a single-parent home, dealing with our mother having a really serious drug problem, and us not knowing if she was even going to survive. And somehow we made it through that. Wow. And I think that's why I get so involved in stuff like criminal justice reform, because I know what it's like to be in a family where you're dealing with those kinds of issues, and you want your family to get help. You don't want them to get locked up. You want them to be to get the help that they need so they can help their family, they can be there for their family.
What is the biggest lesson that you learned this year?
Ooh.
Coming around, you know, one more time.
You ain't always got to talk about the past.
I'm just saying.
No, that's what I like. I get caught up in interviews like this all the time because I'm such an open book, and I'll say anything. You ask me a question, and I'll give you that truth. I'll give you that answer. But a lot of people, because of the media, because of where we are, they tend to want to bring up who I used to be, or things that I might have said in jest, or things. And I'll just answer it because I have no problem doing it. But sometimes high inside I'm like, oh, I could have answered that. Instead of being so truthful in that second, I could have said, I could have questioned why they were asking that, because I always go back to, you know, you got to know how to manipulate the media and not let the media manipulate you.
That
part. Right now, society is in such a turmoil that you have to take responsibility for everything that you put out there, for everything that you say. You have to, for whatever the content is, it can't just be like, oh, I was just having fun, or oh, I was just stunting. I think now, having the opportunity not only to be a content provider and a person with a voice, but to give other people opportunities to utilize their voice, we need that now more than ever, because that other machine of propaganda and dogma is so loud, and they're manipulating us to believe that we have power. When we truly do have power, we got to spread that power around.
The challenges we have are the same challenges that a lot of people have. I think you're raising 2 kids, that's a challenge. Just dividing up your time between work, kids, and your actual couplehood, like your relationship. You have to maintain all those things, and you can't neglect your relationship with your spouse or your partner just because you have kids. You have to do all of it. And so I think those kinds of challenges, I think, they're not unique to us. Because we're famous, in some ways we are just ordinary people, as I say. We have all the resources we need, so we're very fortunate in that sense. And our kids never have to want for anything, but it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge to be the best parents. It's still a challenge to not feel guilty when you have to leave. It's still a challenge to try to figure out what exactly is the best way to raise your kids with boundaries, but also, you want to make them happy and give them what they want. It's all these things I think every parent goes through. We go through it too. Obviously, we're doing it in the spotlight, and we're doing it with a lot of people watching. But
don't be on the wrong side of history. Spike Lee told me that. He said he's had to explain that to many people many times. And when you break down, don't be on the wrong side of history, there was a point in time 50, 60 years ago where to drink out of a water fountain, to swim in a swimming pool with someone with a different skin tone than you was considered like disgusting. And I guarantee you those people today, if they're still living, feel like idiots for feeling that way and for being brainwashed with that. And as ridiculous as that sounds, that you couldn't share a water fountain with somebody because they had more melanin and didn't have enough melanin, those ridiculous concepts are still going on today. But because the media allows you to be comfortable in your judgments and your stereotypes, especially with social media, you can always find somebody to agree with your ignorance. Patriotism isn't something that's required, it's something that's earned. So I say that to say, and even a lot of people saying, oh, you're going to the extreme, Dr. King is way more powerful, influential than Colin Kaepernick. I agree in that sense, but it's the time and it's the culture, and this is our movement. It's never been a time like this to where we have the amount of money, the amount of power, the amount of freedoms that we do have, and we're overlooking them because, they say, well, he got millions. That doesn't matter, because we're not doing it for what we currently have, we're doing it for the next generation. So, that's all I see.
Nothing moves without us. Nothing moves without us.